Hi, I'm Cash, and welcome back to Cash Talks Football, where I break down all the goals scored in the Premier League. Using my vast coaching experience, which I've done all over the world, I will give you a different insight into football and actually try to tell you the truth and not some muppet online and, on Sky Sports or one of these commentary channels. I actually try to tell you what's really going on in the game of football, so maybe you can become a better player or a better coach. Now, today we're going to... This isn't really so much of a game review over Everton versus Nottingham Forest. It's more of a rant about refereeing, which I'm going to have to do a separate video on, because I do think, if you have been following my channel, I do think that VAR is here to help implement the Super League. I've got a video about that and explain exactly why that's coming in and how it comes about. Because everybody thinks, things are simple, because a lot of people are simple. And they go, oh, well, in my life, this is just really simple. There's no way it can be this complicated. Yeah, things are complicated. Things go on a lot deeper than people could possibly imagine. And when you see so many penalty decisions, especially in this Nottingham Forest game, where they don't get a single one, and then you can relate other games where, for instance, I think it was Kieran Trippier. I tried looking it up before this and I couldn't find it. Whereas a Chelsea player, I think it was Cole Palmer, Trippier goes to kick the ball and the other guy comes from behind him and he ends up kicking the player. And the player's nowhere near the ball. The player's not trying to play the ball. He's just trying to let the Newcastle player kick him. And he does. This is a very similar incident that happens kind of here, but it's not as hard. Now, when this decision happens, let's just have a little look at it so you can see what I'm talking about. I just got a bloody hole in my sock. You know, like when you get a hole in your sock and your toe just pokes through and then it ends up just getting massive. That's just happened. Bloody hell. Rubbish socks. Socks are rubbish. If anyone knows any good socks, listen, I think we need a sock campaign. Good socks that don't get holes in them within a year or so. Right, so let's just get back onto this game. So if this penalty is given, I'm probably saying it's soft, but you can see there's contact. Ashley Young here, it's mullered the back of the guy, kicked his foot, clear contact. Unfortunately, it's a penalty. Now, bothers me that in the modern game that this is a penalty, and I would argue that it isn't at the same time that I'm telling you that it is. Now, you can see it not being given. Yeah, and everyone's going, okay, yeah, it's soft. But the problem is all of the goals in the penalties this season in the Premier League have been soft. So you kind of go, yeah, it's a penalty. If the season hadn't been so rubbish and so bad, you'd go, no way. Like 2-3 years ago, you'd be laughing. But now you're going, oh yeah, that's a penalty. Unfortunately. But you can also go, if it wasn't given, you go, oh yeah, unlucky. But let's get on to the next couple of decisions, because the amount of decisions VAR's got wrong in this, and there's the other problem. VAR is supposed to be getting the decisions wrong. They're supposed to be, arguing with him, so they can turn around and the Premier League will say, oh yes, but we're always going to keep VAR, and the Super League will go, well, we're not. Come and play in the Super League. We're going to do it all properly. Yeah, so this is part of the game. This is part of the script. This is part of what they want to do in football. It's supposed to be entertainment, not a sport. The beautiful game as we know it is dead. It is gone, and it is not going to come back unless the fans do something about it. We are going to cover the goals, though. We're going to look at Everton right here. And this is interesting because I'm going to show you the importance of winning the second ball and the importance of where you put the ball in and out of danger zones. It's huge. So this guy's just going to swing in across. So nothing cross, no real danger. One person in the box. He's just hitting and hoping. I do like a good hit and hope cross because it gives the defenders something to deal with. And the old analogy is they have to defend if you put a cross in is true. Because when they have to defend, they can make mistakes. And that's where you get, opportunities. So when this cross comes in, bosh, no danger whatsoever. It all looks fine. Here's the problem though, right? A good defender right here puts this on his chest and then volleys the ball away into safety. Where is safety? Anywhere that's not down the middle of the... Oh, that's an awful line. Oh my God. Down the middle of the field. That's the middle of the field there. That's not too bad, but yeah, right. It was terrible. It was terrible. Instead, he does the terrible little loopy, kicky, uppy thing. Sorry, bouncy uppy off his head here. Now, this is the other importance about players not tracking back and doing their jobs. You can see this guy's ended up being free. He hasn't tracked back. He hasn't tracked back. Well, we know he hasn't tracked back because there's a player there and there's a player there. This is why you're at the bottom of the league. It's because you don't do those extra 10 yards. You just have to work harder if you're not in a Forest. You have to outwork them. So when one of your idiot teammates who isn't good enough on the ball to receive it, turn it and clear it, or make a pass or do something with it because he doesn't have the the IQ in football to do that, or the confidence maybe, but it's one or the other, and you can now recover when somebody else receives the ball on the other team. That's what happens here. Dosh receives the ball and just smashes it into the net box. It's that simple. Yeah. You've got to be better. You've got to put more. Oh, by the way, the keeper should have done better with this shot as well. He should have done miles better. But yeah. Let's get on to the next goal. Oh, the next VAR decision or penalty, or whatever comes up next. Let's have a look. The next bit's a VAR decision. Ashley Young's got his arms out, flailing. As a player, I don't respect Ashley Young. I think he's one of the biggest diving cheats ever to come across the Premier League. 38, you got to give him some credit for still playing. But as he, like, genuinely, he's got no honour. If you're constantly diving, and I hate, you're just a hateful human being he is. Right, so here's the issue. Is the ball away from the body? No, is that, like, all this rubbish about, is the hand away from the ball, blah, blah, blah. Does the ball hit the hand and change direction? Yeah, the ball's going across to this man here, right? Does it change direction of the ball? Yeah, it goes out for a corner. Yeah, it's just a handball. It's that simple. Like, it's not difficult whatsoever. The only reason they're giving this is because they don't want to give the penalty. There's no other reason than they're not giving this VAR decision. Now, there is other things saying that the guy on VAR is a Luton supporter. Yeah, and you know what? That might come into it. It might not. But here's the problem. If you're running the Referees Association, you don't let that referee be put in that situation where he's refereeing in the relegation battle where his team Luton is in. You don't let that happen. You get him out of that situation. But this is clear handball, and it's shocking that they've not given it. Well, not to me, because I just know how dodgy the Premier League really is. But if you're a fan watching this and you're going, oh, right, well, I can't believe they've not given that decision. Yeah, welcome to the Premier League. If you watch it from this angle, it's a little bit worse, because what happens is you can see he hits it with intent, because his right shoulder turns. Watch what he does with just watch his body shape as he moves here. Watch this. Dosh. See that? He tries to act like he's pulling it back, but he's not. It's one of those things like, I had a great old pro teach me like all dodgy stuff where it looks like you're doing the right thing, but you're actually being really, really dirty. One of his favourite ones was going to help somebody up, putting their hand out, and then you stand on their foot, and then they react to you, they get a yellow card. Or as you're holding them up with one hand, you're pulling their hair with the second hand. It's all these things like, yeah, but ref, I was helping him up with his hand. And everyone else that's what it looks like. The optics look like you're trying to move your hand away, but you're actually trying to hit the ball with your hand and make it look like you're not doing it. Yeah, it's the dark arts of football that, people know about, people talk about, but no one really commentates on, because if you said something like that on TV, you wouldn't be a commentator for long. Let's get on to the next goal or corrupt VAR decision. Let's see what happens next. Let's spin the wheel. Oh, it's corrupt VAR decision. It's not a goal. I think it's Ashley Young again. Oh, my God. Well, that would be hilarious if he got sent off. Right, so here's the problem. Ashley Young's going through the player. There's the one person. Oh, there's the second person. Oh, my God, I've just boomed that right up. And there's the football. Now, here's the other interesting part. If he doesn't... because he doesn't touch the ball. He hits Callum Hudson-Odoi, goes through him, and Hudson-Odoi ends up hitting the ball. If they're saying he's won the ball, right? Let's just go with the corrupt referee's decisions. It's a clear pass back. If they're saying Ashley Young's won the ball and given it to the keeper, well, you can't pass the ball back to the keeper. What are you doing? So even if you believe the idiots that they're saying, well, it's all still wrong anyway. But if you look at the fall is selling it like he's fouled. Okay, it's not like he's fouled him. So the fall is important because it cheats the referee. He goes, oh, look, he's fallen over too. Yeah, it's another clear and obvious penalty decision gone against Nottingham Forest. Here we go. Foot's going straight through him here. Dosh, penalty all day long. Shocking. Nothing will happen. I'm going to do a rant about the referees and Jamie Carragher and all those people chatting rubbish about this stuff. But, yeah, let's get on to the next goal. Not much to really talk about from this goal, to be fair. There's a lot of open space. I think it's very deep into extra time. I did catch the end of this game. I was watching it, and there was a serious head injury collision. And so the extra time went extra time. But he just puts it into the bottom corner here. I don't think the keeper should be beat from this sort of range. His concentration isn't good enough. The shot really isn't good enough. Let's have a little look. Dorsch, as he winds himself up, he's going to smash it into the bottom of the net box here. But if you're getting beaten from this distance with such an easy shot, is it kind of inch perfect? Yeah, probably, because the way it bounces off the corners of the post. But overall, Dosh, it shouldn't be that easy for him to score from that range, and it is. We'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.